Breaking news! The NFL world is in turmoil, but nowhere is it feeling the tremors like Pittsburgh. Something big is about to happen, and the pieces are falling into place in a way no one expected. One of the most controversial figures in the league could be added to the team, and that's causing a lot of opinions among Steelers fans and analysts. Man, I hope Khan makes the right decisions. I truly believe the Steelers are a team worthy of the Super Bowl, and I dream of seeing them take that trophy home again. If you'd like to see the Steelers in the Super Bowl, hit that like button hard, and if you write something like this, "Go Steelers! I believe in you." Now, let's get right to it. Multiple sources close to four-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers are indicating that his next destination could very well be Pittsburgh. I know you can't stand hearing that name anymore, and neither can I. But let's see where this ends up. According to behind-the-scenes reports, his situation is no longer just vague speculation. This time, the buzz is real. It starts with a statement from none other than Matt LaFleur, Rodgers' longtime coach in Green Bay. According to LaFleur, he can't imagine Rodgers stepping away from football this year, and of all the teams, the Steelers make the most sense. Rodgers has long admired Mike Tomlin, and LaFleur himself has said that he could certainly see that happening here soon. And it doesn't stop there. Rodgers' biographer Ian O'Connor has backed up that claim, revealing behind-the-scenes rumors that Rodgers has told the Steelers he intends to play for them. According to O'Connor, Rodgers' only hesitation is due to personal issues that he hopes to resolve by the end of May, just in time to be fully committed to the season. He reportedly told the Steelers something along the lines of, "I just don't want to go there and then miss part of mandatory minicamp because of my personal issues. I can give it my all." That's massive. OTAs kick off on May 27th, and Steelers Nation is on high alert. The urgency for Rodgers to be present during this critical offseason period is clear. With a new offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith and a rookie center in Zach Frazier, getting timing, cadence, and chemistry down early could be a game changer. This is where Rodgers needs to step in, not just as a quarterback, but as a leader laying the foundation for what could be a transformative year in Pittsburgh. Rodgers' move to the Steelers would also mark a major narrative shift following his rough exit from New York. Let's not forget, last season with the Jets turned into a PR disaster. And while some blame it on bad luck or poor chemistry, Rodgers knows he needs a redemption arc. What better stage than Pittsburgh, a city that loves tough, gritty football and quarterbacks with something to prove? But not everyone's on board. Former Steelers quarterback Charlie Batch made a bold statement, suggesting that Mason Rudolph actually has a leg up due to his time in the current system. According to Batch, if Rodgers arrives too late into the offseason program, Rudolph's familiarity could earn him the edge going into training camp. That notion? Completely unrealistic, according to multiple insiders. Let's get one thing straight. If Aaron Rodgers signs with the Steelers, the starting job is his. No quarterback competition, no week one drama. Mason Rudolph would shift into a clear backup role. Even Rudolph himself seems to understand what's coming. In a recent podcast appearance, he subtly acknowledged that Omar Khan had already discussed future quarterback additions, hinting heavily at what's to come. The statistical comparison between Rodgers and Rudolph isn't even close. Despite Rodgers having a down year, he still outperformed Rudolph in key metrics across the board. Rodgers had better throw timing, touchdown percentage, fewer interceptions, and a significantly higher passer rating. This is the version of Rodgers that critics say is washed, yet he's still clearly the superior quarterback. And the Steelers are no strangers to high expectations. This is a team that went 10-7 and made the playoffs last year with Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph sharing the QB duties under offensive coordinator Matt Canada, no less. This year's roster is a major upgrade. Add Rodgers into the mix, and you're looking at a team that not only should expect double-digit wins but could also break through for a long-overdue playoff victory. So now the question isn't whether Rodgers is coming. The question is when. Will he be ready for OTAs? Will he be in place by minicamp? And just how high should our expectations be for a team that's one quarterback away from being a true AFC contender? Steelers fans, let me hear from you. Do you believe Aaron Rodgers will sign before OTAs start? Do you think this move will take us to the next level? Let me know in the comments, and get ready for part 2 where we break down what Rodgers' arrival would actually mean for the Steelers' offense, locker room dynamics, and playoff prospects. Want the continuation? Just say the word. Picking up right where we left off, if Aaron Rodgers does indeed sign with the Steelers, what comes next could redefine the entire identity of this team, both on the field and in the locker room. Let's start with the offense. Rodgers entering this system isn't just about replacing a quarterback. It's about injecting championship pedigree into a unit that has been searching for consistency and leadership. For years now, the Steelers' offense has been held back by instability under center, questionable play calling, and a lack of identity. Bringing in Rodgers immediately changes that. He's a field general, a master of pre-snap reads, and a quarterback who knows how to elevate the players around him. His relationship with new offensive coordinator Arthur Smith becomes a critical component here. Smith hasn't worked with a quarterback of Rodgers' caliber before, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, this could give Rodgers more autonomy and influence over the offense than he's had in years. We're talking about tailored game plans, playbook adjustments, and real-time audibles that Rodgers thrives on. And when that syncs up with the young talent already on this roster, the results could be electric. Don't overlook the impact on guys like George Pickens, who could become the go-to target in a Rodgers-led offense. Pickens has flashed elite potential but hasn't had a quarterback with the arm talent and accuracy to consistently unlock it. Rodgers could bring out the best in him. Then there's Pat Freiermuth, one of the most reliable tight ends in the AFC when healthy, and don't forget about the developing chemistry that could form between Rodgers and rookie center Zach Frazier. Building that rapport during OTAs and minicamp could set the tone for a dominant offensive line performance throughout the year. But beyond the X's and O's, Rodgers' presence would shift the culture in that locker room. This isn't a young team hoping to compete someday. This would be a team with a very real chance to win right now. And that urgency, that pressure, could be exactly what this roster needs. Veterans like Cam Hayward and TJ Watt are entering the back half of their primes. The time to capitalize is now. Rodgers' experience and championship mindset could ignite that sense of urgency across the board. There's also the potential ripple effect across the entire AFC. Suddenly, the Steelers aren't just a playoff caliber team, they're a wild card that nobody wants to face. Rodgers versus Mahomes? Rodgers versus Burrow? Rodgers versus Allen? Those matchups go from being mismatches to primetime showdowns. And for fans, it means Pittsburgh is back in the national spotlight where it belongs. But let's not pretend it's all smooth sailing. Rodgers comes with his share of baggage, whether it's the off-field narratives, past locker room tensions, or his complicated exit from New York. How he fits into the Steelers culture, known for its no-nonsense, team-first ethos, will be fascinating to watch. Can he check the ego at the door? Will he fully buy into Tomlin's leadership? If he does, this could be a perfect match. If not, the drama could unravel things quickly. Still, the sense from those close to Rodgers is that this is different. He knows what's at stake. His biographer Ian O'Connor described him as understanding that he's the face of last year's disaster in New York, and that coming to Pittsburgh could be his last, best shot at redemption. That kind of self-awareness is rare and potentially powerful. Even Mason Rudolph, who has every reason to want to keep his job, seems resigned to what's coming. So, now the ball is in Rodgers' court. He has the respect of the head coach, the endorsement of insiders, and reportedly the verbal commitment already made behind the scenes. What remains is for him to make it official. Steelers Nation, we want to know, do you think Aaron Rodgers is the missing piece that takes this team from playoff hopeful to Super Bowl contender? And how do you see his fit within Mike Tomlin's culture? Drop your thoughts below and let's keep the conversation rolling. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and check out the other videos on your screen right now for more Steelers insights. Here we go, Steelers.